3, 2, 1. London is ready! Are you ready? Join us on the 29th for Bersih 4! Yes!
Read that some of the UMNO grassroots may actually join Bersih next week. Do you feel that this is a first sign of UMNO's disintegration, or perhaps maybe just a breakup? Because UMNO in the south is no longer supportive of the Prime Minister.
Well, I mean, it's interesting for me. I think it's a sign. I don't know about breakup, okay? Because I think the numbers are still not huge. But it is certainly a sign that the grassroots, as I understand it, may differ from their leadership, their Cawangan leaders and so on. It is a sign that they want to speak, and that they have something to say, and that they are unhappy with the present situation. So I think, for me, it's the first time I've seen it happen. It's an absolute first time, and it can only be good, actually. If people, they do join us for Bersih, I think it's good. It's a good sign. It also shows that that democracy is working. I mean, this is how democracy works. So, you know, if they are ready to come to Bersih, then they should really be ready to speak up at their meetings and do something about what's happening.
There's another group, the police force. Apparently they are divided about Bersih 4. Have you got a special message for them?
Oh, I have. And what I would say is this, actually. And I wrote an article in Malaysia Kini, and I said, look, this Bersih is going to be one of the most important rallies we ever have in this country, because it is about our future. It is about the next generation. Our systems are broken. Let's make no mistake about that. Our institutions have been severely undermined. You know, you've seen what happened. Direct assault. This is a frontal assault on our institutions. What happened to MACC? What happened to the AG? I don't know what's going on in BNM. I think they were hauled up for questioning, and our IGP is part of all of that assault on the institutions. When you assault institutions in that way, I mean, don't be surprised if your institutions get similarly assaulted, okay? It's best to maintain the constitutional position that you act independently. So what I would say is, this is a time for us all to understand what's happening in Malaysia, to realize that what Bersih 4 is doing is it's fighting for them too. Bersih 4 is fighting for the next generation, children of policemen, and for them, for their rights too. This is about everybody's rights, including the policemen and other enforcement officers. It's about their children's future. If they thought for a moment, is it acceptable, the kind of country we are handing to to the next generation? They have to stop and think. And that's why I called out to them and I said, look, when we are at Bersih, at the Bersih rally, and you're standing there and watching us there, please know that we're there because we love the country. It's not because of any other reason. We're prepared to put ourselves out, put our security at risk, because we love the nation. And if they love it too, then they should just do what they're supposed to do. I'm not saying they shouldn't do their job. They should facilitate. They should allow us to have the rally. Of course, if there are troublemakers, they should go ahead and do their duty. But please don't treat us as enemies. We are not enemies. We are doing what we're doing entirely in the interests of our country. And that would be my message to them. Do your job. I'm not saying they shouldn't do their jobs, the enforcement people. But please remember, we're the Rakyat. We're not your enemies.
Your article in the New York Times, it upset one UMNO man, Teras Division Chief Said Ali Al-Habshi. He said, you are spreading malicious lies. You are stirring up emotion. You're holding the Bersih rally during the Merdeka celebrations, and you are showing no respect for the fathers of independence. He accused you and said that the real intention was to topple the democratically elected government. Now these, to me, are the words of a man who is scared of Bersih 4. How would you respond to him?
Well, I mean, I would say, show me what you disagree with. You know, you can always ask the New York Times for a right to reply. Since New York Times is international and you have something to say, you should say it internationally. Or he has any other number of remedies, you know, suing and so on and so forth. So, you know, he has remedies. But rather than hurling generalizations, I suggest he points out precisely what errors have been made. If he says there are malicious lies, what are the lies? What are the lies? Everybody knows the elections were flawed. What are the lies he's talking about? I talked about redelineation. Everybody knows it's gerrymandered. I relied on a Christ report, which was an Oxford University report, Christ Center. And they said, and that's quoted in the article, that if Barisan had drawn the borders themselves, they couldn't have done a better job than the EC did. That's how, you know, in favor of the ruling party it was. So I've got, these are independent sources. So tell me where the lies are. But as I say, the best way is if he tries to get a chance to respond.